So what are we seeing? That our mouth, our tongue, the words that we say, they can bring destruction. So don't get caught so much on the actual words, but Jesus is talking about the intent and the spirit of the words that we're saying. He starts off by comparing it with murder. So Jesus is talking about words we say with the intent to bring harm and to destroy people. Our mouth. What we say matters. What we say matters. And some of you know this firsthand. You know this firsthand because, yes, you have been on the giving end of a tongue lashing in anger. But you've also been on the receiving end of a tongue lashing. And some of you are still wounded right now. Some of you are still wounded right now from what was said to you as a child. It's not a laugh matter, it's the truth. Some of you can still remember what somebody said to you in anger when you were a child. And guess what? Right now, you are still walking with a limp. Words like, you're not good enough. You're not smart enough. You're not pretty enough. You don't have the right body. You will never be nothing. These words either wounded us deeply to where we're still walking with a limp, or they have consumed us to where we have spent the bulk of our lives trying to prove them wrong. Words. These words said in anger. That's why Jesus is bringing us out. The Lord knows the power of words and what it does to people, how it destroys people. Words said in anger, destroying. And so my encouragement to you who were the target of those fiery words, where you're still walking with a limp, where you're still bothered, where those same words that were said to you in anger are affecting you right now, even in adulthood. My encouraging words to you is that there is a God who is madly in love with you. There's a God who is madly in love with you, whose thoughts about you are more than the sand of the sea. There's a God who is madly, madly in love with you. I love how my brother, I say my brother like I know him, but Paul Washer, in describing the relationship between Christ and the church and the love that God has for the church, he shows in the Song of Psalms, it's chapter 4, verse 9. Matter of fact, let me just say this. Song of Psalms, people look at Song of Psalms, Solomon, different ways. Some see it as a straight analogy. Some see it as just a relationship between a man and a woman. An Orthodox Jew will see this Song of Solomon as an analogy of God's love for Israel. But since we know that Jesus says that all of the law, the prophets, and the writings are about him, we know that relationship is between Christ and the church. And so in Psalms 4:9, I just want to read this to you. Not Psalms, I'm sorry, Song of Solomon. I want to read you this just to encourage my brothers and sisters who feel so wounded but need to understand and know this. Song of Solomon, verse 4:9. It says this: "You have made my heart beat faster, my sister, my bride. You have made my heart beat faster with a single glance of your eye." Some of you men and women know that moment when you met your spouse and you had those butterflies, and how just one glance of them looking at you, how it made you feel, how it changed the rhythm of your heartbeat. And my brother Paul Washer was describing how that's the love, that's how God feels towards us, the church. When we come to God, he said it changes something about the rhythm of God's heartbeat. When the church comes and pursues God and prays and worships him, when the church turns their eyes towards Christ, it does something to the rhythm. And you're so loved that God loves it. See, he loves you. He loves when his bride comes and looks at him and seeks him. See, that's how loved you are of God. He said it makes his heart change the rhythm. It beats faster. See, you are so loved by the Lord. You got to know this when you're trying to heal these wounds of words said in anger and thoughts said in anger and actions of people. You got to know how loved you are. You have to behold the love of Christ. See, it's the love of God that heals those open wounds that was brought by that tongue lashing, by that thing done or said in anger. See, words matter, my brothers and sisters.